Hello, everyone. Good day. It's difficult starting at noon, isn't it? Do you say good morning? Do you say good afternoon? Good noontide to you. I hope you're all doing really, really well. It's allegedly summer here in Manchester, where I am. It's pouring down with rain and it's very cold and windy. So that's a shame. But hopefully, where you are, it might be a bit sunnier. My name's Jonathan. If you don't know me already, as I say, I'm one of the Manchester Streetwise Opera leaders. Let's do our usual go around the country, have a glorious shout out to everyone. Fun times. So let's start. Start at the bottom. Anyone watching from the London groups, welcome to Streetwise Opera for today. Hope you're all doing well. Anyone from the Nottingham groups, hello to you. Hope you're all right. Let's head up to the northeast. Let's head to Middlesbrough, Newcastle, and Gateshead. I hope you're all doing really well as well. Thinking of you as I am of all of you. And then let's land on Manchester. Hello to anyone from the Booth Centre group, and hello anyone from our wonderful art gallery group as well. It's been a long time, hasn't it? We really do miss you, but it's so lovely to be able to connect with you through this wonderful medium of online sessions. Well, as I say, it's meant to be summer. In Manchester, it's not very summery, but we've had some hot days, haven't we, last week? I think all around the country. We're going to be going into quite a summery piece of music today, a bit later on. I won't tell you what it is just yet. But I would love you to be thinking, what do you love doing in the summer? What are sort of the best summer activities? Maybe you were able to do some of them in a lockdown appropriate way last week in the sun. What do you love doing in the summer months? If you have any brilliant ideas for that, tap them in the chat. Also log them in because you're going to use them tomorrow as well to do some lyric writing. So the question is, as we go along, what are the best summer activities? What do we love doing when it's hot and sunny outside? Send through any ideas you have. But let's get cracking with our session. We'll start with some warming up, as we always do. So find a little space wherever you are, whatever room you're in. I'm in my lovely neutral living room, as you can see. Stand nice and tall for starters. We always want to be sort of alert, but not sort of tense or anything like that. Okay, so stand nice and tall. Let's get those shoulders relaxed to start with. I can see some ideas coming in already for summer activities. Very nice indeed. Get those shoulders rolling. Go one way, go the other way. Do them maybe independently. Really nice. Going forwards and back. Very nice indeed. Give your neck a little bit of a roll. Oh, these are excellent. I'll read them properly a little bit later on. If you're just joining us, nice to see you. I'm Jonathan from Manchester. Join in as you can and also feed some ideas into the chat of what we love to do in the summer. That's what we're thinking about today. Keep that rolling. Lovely. Make your face really big and wide. And then make it really small and scrunched up. Very nice. Big and wide. Small and scrunched up. Big and wide. Small and scrunched up. Big and wide. Really, really good. Give it a shake. Give it a high shake. Low shake. Really nice. Now, one of the songs we're going to be doing a little bit later needs really good breath control. It's got some long phrases in it. So just do a little bit of breathing to get us ready for that. You're all pros at singing, so this might be old news to you. But remember, when we're breathing for singing, big thing to remember, don't let your shoulders move up and down, okay? Keep them nice and relaxed. All the work happens down here. As we breathe in, let your body relax, let your body expand. As you breathe out, sort of comes back in again, okay? So shoulders relaxed is the first point. You're going to take 3 deep breaths in and out, okay? Really as relaxed as you can. So let's breathe in together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just do a little bit of self-reflection. Was everything as relaxed as it could be? Could you relax anything more? Adjust. Here's the next one. Second one, breathe in. Breathe out. Lovely. This is your last chance to be as relaxed as possible. Just think with your shoulders relaxed, with your neck relaxed, with your chin relaxed, body relaxed. Third one, it's going to be the most relaxed breath yet. Breathing in. Breathing out. Really lovely. I hope you're feeling very relaxed in the breathing department. So a little bit of humming to get our voices warmed up. We're just going to do a big jump. We're going to start down here. I'm going to go. Dead easy. Really focus on that relaxed breathing we've just been doing, okay? After 4, 2, 3, 4. Little singing hack for the top note. Raise your eyebrows. That helps everything, all the muscles in our face support us, and draw those tummy muscles in as we go. But let's do this one. 2, 3, 4. Change that to an ooh sound. Same thing, but to an ooh. 3, 4. Focus on that breathing. Let's do 2 more. Here we go. 3, 4. Try that to an ah, lovely ah. 3, 4. Let's go. Let's go one higher. Here we go. 3, 4. Lovely. Okay, let's dig in to one with the voices even more. One of the songs we're doing a bit later is very wordy. We'll put them up on the screen. Don't worry about that. But we need to get our teeth around lots of syllables. So we'll do a bit of a tongue twister. I've done this with you before. Manchester groups know it well. The tongue twister is, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I'll break that down. I say a bit, you say a bit. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? Would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Could chuck wood. Do it in longer chunks. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? If a woodchuck could chuck wood. So we get, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Your turn. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? You got it? Tune's dead easy. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Try that with me. 3, 4. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Next line, same shape, bit higher. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Try that one. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? You've probably guessed the third line. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Try that one. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Final line, slightly different. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Start up here, then we do a little walk down. Give that a go. 3, 4. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Hopefully that's familiar from when we've done it before. Let's join the whole verse together, nice and slowly to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Got it? Bet it sounds wonderful. If you're just joining us, you'll be very confused. We're singing about a woodchuck. You'll pick it up. Join in whenever you know it. And if you also want to add anything into the chat, the question is, what do we love to do in the summer? What do we love to do when it's hot and sunny? If you have any ideas, pop them in the chat. We'll think about them a bit later. Going to go a little bit higher, a little bit faster. 2, 3, 4. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Really trying to pronounce all of the letters, all of the d and the ch and the g. Bit faster. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Great, see those ideas still coming. Going to go even faster for our last one. There'll be a grand finale when we repeat the last line a bit slower, go up to a big high note. You'll pick it up. Follow me. How much would a woodchuck chuck give a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much would a woodchuck chuck give a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much would a woodchuck chuck give a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much would a woodchuck chuck give a woodchuck could chuck wood? Grand finale. How much wood a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Magnifico. Very good indeed. Oh, the ideas for summer activities coming thick and fast, making me pine for the sunnier days already. And I was complaining about how hot it was last week, so never satisfied. Well, enough warming up. Let's dive into the amazing piece of music and drama that we're looking at this week. It is Carousel, a wonderful musical by Rodgers and Hammerstein that lots of opera companies have started doing lately. We've definitely done it in the Manchester groups when Opera North were doing it. Some of the rest of you might have done it as well. It's a wonderful show, one of the absolute classics of the golden age of American musical. I should get myself more in the zone. Got my cowboy hat. It's not quite Oklahoma, it's Carousel, but you'll get me in the zone a little bit nonetheless. So we're in Maine, in on the east coast of America. I don't know if you're that familiar with Maine. It's sort of got that sort of Boston, New Yorky twang. Instead of like car, they say car. If they're saying like the month of March, they'd say March. Got that sort of twang about it. Um, and Carousel is about two sort of star-crossed lovers. They're called Julie Jordan and Billy Bigelow, and they meet. He works on a carousel in a fun fair. She works in a mill. They meet, and their love becomes a sort of legendary tale. We're going to meet Julie and Billy a little bit later, but we're going to dive in with one of the big group numbers in Carousel. It's a wonderful song called June is Busting Out All Over. You might well know it. It's quite famous. And I was thinking, we're just still in June, aren't we, for 2 more days? So it seemed like a good song to do today. And June is Busting Out All Over. It's all about what we love to do when it's June, when it's sunny. So let me scoot over and see what your ideas are of what we love to do in the summer. Oh my goodness, so many answers. I'm excited. Jamie says festivals. Oh, not this summer, but hopefully next summer. Caroline says shopping. Louise says the inspiration for the sun to come out. That's all we want. We want the sun to come out. Phil Jones likes to go to the fair. Clarence says sunbathing. Jamie says Teesside has a great arts festival in particular. Wonderful. I hope that gets back up and running. Caroline says going for walks. Louise says sitting in the garden on a sun lounger and trying to get tanned, but she has the curse of ginger hair, where it's very hard to tan and not burn. Clarence says pizza and gelato al fresco. Very good. Jacqueline Webb says days in the countryside and walking along the beach. Bridget says swimming. Clarence says pizza and gelato. Oh, it's beautiful. A cool fruity drink, says a few people. Louise Brooks says walking in Hardcastle Crags. These are all wonderful ideas. Keep them in. We're going to use those a bit later. But let's head into June is Busting Out All Over from Carousel, okay? Hopefully the words will come up in the screen. So we've got, I'll say a line, you say it back to me as we usually do. June is busting out all over. Can you say that? June is busting out all over the meadow and the hill, all over the meadow and the hill. Buds are busting out of bushes. This is why the tongue twister was helpful. Buds are busting out of bushes. Can you say that? Buds are busting out of bushes, and the rompin river pushes, and the rompin river pushes every little wheel that wheels beside a mill. Every little wheel that wheels beside the mill. It's very tongue twistery. Buds are busting out of bushes, and the romping river pushes every little wheel that wheels beside the mill. My goodness me, how will we ever manage? Of course we will. You're amazing. So they're saying what happens in June. So the flowers start blooming, the rivers trickling along, the water wheel spinning away. That's what we're doing. Let's have a look at the tune. So it goes. June is busting out all over. Great song. Let's give that a go. 2, 3, 4. June is busting out all over. Then we get all over the meadow and the hill. Try that. All over the meadow and the hill. Try those two lines together. June is busting out. 2, 3, 4. June is busting out all over the meadow and the hill. Okay, tongue twister bit coming up. Buds are busting out of bushes. Try that. Buds are busting out of bushes. Then we get, and the rompin river pushes. Try that. And the rompin river pushes. Every little wheel that wheels beside. Oh, that I didn't get that right. Every little wheel that wheels beside a mill. Try that. Every little wheel that wheels beside a mill. That middle bit goes. Buds are busting out of bushes and the rompin river pushes every little wheel that wheels beside the mill. Whew! Give that a go with me. Buds are busting. 1, 2, 3. Buds are busting out of bushes and the rompin river pushes every little wheel that wheels beside a mill. It's very yippee-yay, except it's not Oklahoma, Carousel, so they probably wouldn't say that. They do the Maine equivalent. Let's do the whole of that verse. June is busting out all over. 1, 2, 3, 4. June is busting out all over the meadow and the hill. Buds are busting out of bushes and the rompin river pushes every little wheel that wheels beside a mill. Let's go to the second slide. Same tune, virtually, dead easy. I'll say a line, you say it back again. June is busting out all over. June is busting out all over. The feeling is getting so intense. The feeling is getting so intense. Now, that's just the tune as the first bit. June is busting out all over. The feeling is getting so intense. So we can do that straight away. First 2 lines of verse 2. 2, 3, 4. June is busting out all over. The feeling is getting so intense. That the young Virginia creepers have been hugging the bejeepers, out of all the morning glories on the fence. Out of all the morning glories on the fence. So all the plants are sprouting, getting tangled up because everything's growing in summertime. That the young Virginia creepers have been hugging the bejeepers out of all the morning glories on the fence. Outa, not out of. Outa all. Give that a go with me. That the young Virginia creepers. 1, 2, 3. That the young Virginia creepers have been hugging the bejeepers out of all the morning glories on the fence. Starts like it did before. That the young Virginia creepers have been hugging the bejeepers out of all the morning glow. Before it had gone, we go high. Out of all the morning glories on the fence. So we get that the young Virginia creepers have been hugging the bejeepers out of all the morning glories on the fence. Sort of go for that top note at the end. Whew! Should we try verse 2? June is busting out all over. The feeling is getting so intense. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. June is busting out all over. The feeling is getting so intense that the young Virginia creepers have been hugging the bejeepers out of all the morning glories on the fence. Amazing. One more little bit. Words are dead easy. Let's go to the next slide. Because it's June. June, June, June. We love saying that word June. When I first saw this musical, I was like, why are they so excited about June? Nowadays, in my old sentimental times, I love this song. I think it's amazing. Because it's June. Because it's June. Give that a go with me. 1, 2, 3. Because it's June. Then we jump down. June, June, June. So it goes June, 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 June. Give that one more go. June, 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 June. Let's go. Because it's June, 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 June. Last line. Just because it's June, June, June. I told you they really like the month of June. Try that line. Just because it's June, June, June. Really embrace the love of June on our last few days of June before we hit July and we can't sing this song anymore, except you're going to sing it on Wednesday. So keep in the June mode. Should we try the whole of this song? It's a whistle-stop tour as always, but it's dead fun, isn't it? You might know already. Back to the first slide. June is busting out all over the meadow and the hill. Let's give it a go. I'll give you a little intro. Get into the sort of the woo, it's June mindset. Ready? Here we go. June is busting out all over the meadow and the hill. Buds are busting out of bushes and the rompin river pushes every little wheel that wheels beside a mill. June is busting out all over. The feeling is getting so intense that the young Virginia creepers have been hogging the bejeepers out of all the morning glories on the fence. Because it's June, 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 June. Just because it's June, June, June. And our neighbours all around will know very much that it is June. Really good. You're going to do that again on Wednesday. What we'd love you to do in your tea break tomorrow is write some new lyrics to it, thinking of those amazing ideas you had before of other things you'd like to do in the summer. See if you can use the tune of June, as we do, and see if you can fit some of your ideas into it. June is busting out all over, and I'm going to sit in my backyard or something like that, you know. Yeah, and see. I was going wild there. I was thinking of all the other lyrics, but I'll leave that to you. Come up with some new lyrics to June is busting out all over with your ideas, what you love to do in June, July, the full shebang, and Gavin will use them on Wednesday. Right, let's change the mood a bit. Let's go a bit more romantic. As I said, Carousel is about Julie Jordan and Billy Bigelow, two very different people who meet, fall in love, and have a very complicated relationship throughout this show. And when they first meet each other, they're very, very unsure of one another. And there's maybe a bit of an attraction, but they don't want to admit it. So instead of singing the sort of normal love song where they confess their love, their first love song is actually saying, I'm not in love with you. But if I loved you, maybe I'd feel like this. And we're going to learn that song, If I Loved You. Hopefully the lyrics will be coming up on the screen. Beautiful song, you may well know it already, dead famous. If I loved you, if I loved you, time and again I would try to say, all I'd want you to know, all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go. Round in circles I'd go. They're long lines. That's why we did that breathing practice before. Let me show you. If I loved you. Give that a go. If I loved you, time and again I would try to say. Give that a go. Time and again I would try to say, all I'd want you to know. Give it a go. All I'd want you. All I'd want you to know. Let's join that all up together. If I loved you, time and again I would try to say, all I'd want you to know. Next bit, same tune to start with. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. This bit's a bit different, have a listen. Round in circles I'd go. We stay up there, go from round in circles. Round in circles I'd go. We try all of that first verse. Long lines. Remember, you're very unsure of this person you're singing to. Here we go. Here we go. If I loved you time and again, I would try to say all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go. Next slide. Longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. Try that. Longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. Give that a go with me. Longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. Beautiful. Next bit. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. I'd let my golden chances. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Let's go from longing to tell you. Here we go. Longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. It's fun to sing, isn't it? You can really go for it. Last line. Soon you'd leave me. Off you would go in the mists of day. And we'll pause there before the next slide. Soon you'd leave me. Off you would go in the mists of day. So sort of the same tune as the first bit. Try that. Soon you'd leave me. Soon you'd leave me. Off you would go in the mists of day. Let's go to the last slide. Never, never to know. Gets very big at this point. Soon you leave me, off you go in the mist of day. Then we get never, never to know. Go up to that big high note. Just go from never, never, never to know. How I loved you goes really high. Big breath in. How I loved you. Keep that nice and open. Don't get strainy. I stuck my chin up a bit, didn't I? That was bad. How I loved you. Last line. If I loved you. Nice and casual at the end. I don't love you, but if I did. Try that last bit. If I loved you. Let's do the whole of this last slide. Never, never to know. There we go. Never, never to know. Here we go. How I loved you. If I loved you. What a belter. What a song. We'll run it all the way through in a second. But just before we do, we want to get our theatrical minds going, don't we? How would we act this? How would we stage this in a theatre? We've got some ideas. We've got pictures of previous productions. So let's get that first picture up. This is from, I think, the Lyric Opera of Chicago. Laura Osner's as Julie, Stephen Pasquale as Billy. See, in this one, they're quite far apart. Billy's sort of crouching down at the front of the stage as he sings. Julie's far behind, so you might think that's a way to do it. Let's see the next one. This is from the Broadway production from a few years ago. Amazing production. Jesse Mueller and Joshua Henry. See, in this one, they're sitting next to each other on a bench, but they're not together. They're very much at opposite ends, and they're sort of just listening to each other sing. If I loved you, I don't, but if I did. Be like this. Might be a way to do it. Third picture. This is from English National Opera here in England, and you might recognise them as Alfie Boe as Billy and Catherine Jenkins as Julie, all-star casting. And this, you see, they're really close to one another, singing it right into each other's eyes, confessing their love, not love. So I think, which one do you like? And find somewhere in the room where you're watching this. Maybe you want to sit on a chair. Imagine the person's right next to you or a bit further away. Maybe you want to crouch down, like in that first picture. Decide whatever you want. But remember, you're realizing you're falling in love with the person you're singing to, but you want to stay casual. If I loved you, I don't. But if I did, be like this. Okay? Pick your staging spot. Let's sing it all the way through. Back to the first slide. If I loved you. Here we go. If I loved you. If I loved you, time and again I would try to say all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mists of day, never, never to know how I loved you. If I loved you. Oh, I wish I could hear you. I saw some amazing ideas coming in the chat. The spotlights, petals falling. How wonderful our production would be. Well, it's been an absolute blast as always. Welcome to Carousel Land. So tomorrow, new version of June is busting out all over with your personalised lyrics, what you like to do. Wednesday, Gavin will be here, more songs from Carousel. We hope you're keeping as well as you can. We really miss you. We cannot wait to see you soon. Thank you for tuning in today, and can't wait to see you again next time. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.